The largest pool of savings in the Nigerian economy are naturally the pension funds. The lack of participation of pension funds, currently estimated by the DG of Pencom as at December 8, 2012 at 2.45 trillion naira, is a limiting factor to the equity-backed funds into an area with low-end and top-end deficits, the housing and real estate market. This, along with the incidence of a regime of high taxes, lack of access to public markets, and lack of large-scale mobilization of investments into the real estate subsector, has made a case for the introduction of Real Estate Investment Trust (REIT) in the Nigerian economy. On the back of this lies the rising demand for commercial and highbrow residential housing in the country. What the market clamors for, therefore, are REITs from qualifying sponsors backed with a credible history and validated underlying assets.
Real estate investment trust is a form of a mutual fund. What you do with a real estate investment fund is that a very reliable company, whether in the real estate construction business or sometimes a financial services company that is very good and experienced, oftentimes in retail estate, will roll out a package in which investors are asked to pull in a hybrid money that runs sometimes into several billions of naira, put this together from various investors who appreciate value investing, and when this fund is pulled together, they are invested in specific projects, real estate projects, whether residential or commercial premises, that the promoter or the issuer has decided to invest this money. And of course, these are verifiable projects.
It's not an ordinary shares. It is a coupon on its own, which of course has an attached interest rate to it. It's a specialized area which gives them leverage to invest in some other areas and come up with it's just like what they call the venture and all this and that. So it is in that class of the venture whereby interest is guaranteed.
Every development depends on money. And if you don't have it, but you have the ideas, there are also those who are ready to give you the money. So it all depends on your sincerity and your focus. So once you know that the funds you are raising will be judiciously expended, you're in business.
Because REITs are stocks with high dividend yields, they are naturally desirable long-term investments for which pension funds can and should participate in. Under its investment objectives, especially in the equities market, all things considered. Outside the usual investment classes in the capital market, that is bonds and treasury bills that PFAs consider less risky for their funds, REITs are less volatile and offer the hedge against diminution in value. UPDC PLC is a foremost Nigerian real estate company with good impressive performances. The company acquires, develops, sells, leases and manages choice residential and commercial real estate in Nigeria. The company has been operating in the sector for 16 years of sterling records.
Now, UPDC, when it was formed out of UAC some years ago, many people thought it was never going to survive. But that company has proved at a particular point in time, UPDC was doing far better than UAC Nigeria PLC.
This is one of the few companies that endeavor to follow due process.
UPDC is a company that I admire because they try to do things very differently from many other organizations that we work for. They want quality on their job and they go all out to get that.
Looking at their past projects, I think it speaks volume. And of course, we know they are offshoot of UAC, which is a multinational company in Nigeria. And you can trust their projects.
Well, there is no waging of war about the fact that UPDC is the biggest player in the property development business in Nigeria as of today.
REIT has greater chances of returns on investments due to huge untapped market potentials. Far more interesting must be the attraction the UPDC PLC's IPO offers advocates of REITs to justify the use and reverse the perception from previous experiences.
based on the facts that they put on the offer document. It's going to be a successful offer.
It's a good offer. It provides investors with the opportunity to diversify their portfolios into properties, into real estate without actually buying the bricks and blocks that we witness when people want to build their own houses.
So it's going to create a two-way, two-way investment opportunity for the REIT holders, especially those who are holding the unit. If you cannot build a house yourself, you partake in the house or an estate that has been built by UPDC in this case.
UPDC has proved itself, even before this real estate investment fund, that look, it's a very solid company. Any day, it's a 4x4 company, as you call it. It's a 4x4 company to the extent that the fundamentals are right. And doing an IPO at this particular point is also in tune with what the federal government is talking about. Now, if federal government is pushing along housing, then somebody comes with a real estate with a very solid portfolio and solid pedigree and goodwill and experience that UPDC has. I'm sure they built a number of estates. I'm sure they built a number of very solid structures everywhere. But as I said, UPDC is not a Coca-Cola company. It's not MTN, where you see the billboards everywhere. So you have to be a value investor to see that, look, this is a company you need to invest in because the returns are always there.
I know if you look at the portfolio of property they have, since the funds raised, according to them, going to be invested in further property acquisition. And you know, today, in Nigerian investment environment, property investment, it's one of the, resilient investment that we have in the economy. So it's advisable for investors to pick on it. I believe if the economy grows, they will reap bountifully from such investments.
Real estate investment is about what can guarantee high rates on returns in investment. This is the right opportunity for people to begin to invest in the right channels.
So we encourage our clients to participate and subscribe to the REITs. If you look at property markets all over the world, it's indexed to inflation. So as the inflation adjusts, the property market will grow with inflation. So it could be, it will be a hedge against inflation in the long run. So we encourage all our clients to participate in the REITs.
A company with excellent track records in delivering steady and consistent returns to both investors and shareholders. When it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. Do the necessary research, study, and analyze before making any investment decisions.